Hey everyone, it's Tim at Falcon Knight, and I'm back with another episode of Road to 1K. And today's episode is going to be this Tier 4 Fog match versus Zero Katana 00001 on the map Assassins. So if you. Well, actually, let's just take a look at the map for a second here. Because this is Assassins. It's a very interesting map, actually. It's in a live. Yeah, it's in the live pool as well. And there's a lot of interesting sort of reasons for that. First thing is it's a pretty small map. Second thing is you've got these pipe seams here. So what you and you also have like these assassin tanks, I guess. Is sort of the theming of the map is you have these tanks here, and they sort of try to blast out of this pipe seam, and if they can get out, you have an extra tank, right? So what that sort of forces your opponent to do is build an early artillery just to take out the tank, and then also to take out this pipe seam here to get units from this base out a little bit quicker than they otherwise would be. Honestly, I'm not sure if I've ever actually gotten the tank out safely. I think I might have once or twice. But usually, like... you should be able to just get rid of your opponent's tank, like every single time. So what that does is it sort of forces you to, so that's the thing, it forces you to build an artillery, and then past that it's basically just building tanks, building recons, and normal sort of fog war type stuff. You do actually also have the black boats here, which is another thing that you can use the artillery for, is to push it down towards your opponent's black boat, take it out, and such, and stuff like that. Comm towers in this map are relatively uncontested since they're pretty close to your normal base side, but actually the airport it's a bit more contested than you might think, since it's kind of far away from the rest of your production area. And it's decently easy to sneak around an anti-air to this area as well. So that's always a... well, I mean, it's fog. It's always a good idea to get an anti-air out over where your opponents are going to be flying battlecopters out. But it's especially true on this map because there's a lot of areas where battlecopters can dart. Well, there's a couple areas. I'm not going to say... I don't know about a lot. There's like this area right here, this area right here, and that's about it. But you can still dart in and out of this area pretty easily with the battlecopters. So having an anti-air to take down this airport is pretty... I mean, it's a pretty good idea at some point. You're going to want to... well, I mean, it's fog, so it's somewhere you're going to want to build an anti-air anyways. Probably like tank anti-air, right? Well, I guess artillery tank anti-air would probably be the best build over here, followed by recon as well, because this is a pretty open map with only like make it 4 mountains on the entire thing. So vision is going to be at a premium here. Let's take a look at the actual analysis for a second here. So I picked Jess. Jess actually doesn't have that high of a win rate on this map. Jake has a much higher... I think Jake is the favorite pick for this map. But I will say that just looking at it, I don't really think it's a Jake map, especially in fog. There are a lot of properties in this center area where you do have the planes. You do get the planes bonus when you're attacking into them. So that is a niche that Jake does have. The artillery that you're basically forced to build is another thing that Jake benefits from, because he can just park it in the plane somewhere and it has that extra range. You can even park it in like wherever. So any map that sort of forces an artillery build is pretty good for Jake as well. I think that's the main 2 reasons that it just looks like there's a lot of planes, and that you have that early artillery that Jake's picked a lot in this map. But honestly, I feel like Jess is just overall better. And the reason for that is, I feel like just you can wall off a lot of these areas pretty easily, so that your opponent can't really access the points to attack into them, which forces Jake to wait for his superpower for a really good push, basically, and that's never good for him because it just his flexibility with that will help a lot for her. It'll help her a lot. But the fact that it's a smaller map as well, I think that basically makes a lot of the infantry on infantry engagements, which Jake excels at compared to Jess. Like, let's be real, it's plus 10 on planes versus minus 10 basically everywhere. But I think that because the map is so small, and because there's enough properties on the map, it's like 42, so that's 21 per player. That's enough to get 3 tanks out a day for Jess, right? So if Jess is able to just spam out tanks from her cities, like, she's gonna be fine. I think Jake compared to being able to spam out tanks day to day, like Jess's tanks are going to be able to just swarm this entire map really, really easily, and Jake's not going to have all that much of a counterplay that he can do about it, because he's going to have to wait for his superpower in order to get a good counterattack off. At least that's my reasoning for picking Jess. Obviously, you could go with just the popularity thing as well, and just what's been working for people. But I feel like because he's been chosen like almost twice as much as every other CO, that's going to amount to a closer 50% win rate, because there's going to be a lot of Jake mirror matches just coming out of that. But it also goes to show that Jake versus everyone else has been working a good amount of the time, because like 36% is Jess, 42% even is Adder, like but 47 as Sonya is actually higher than I'd expect. Oh wait, no, that's actually fine. It's Fog. What am I even talking about? Anyways, yeah, because Sonya is tier 3 in Fog. Duh. Yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the replay. Why don't we? I've been rambling on for a little bit too long here. So, starting off here, getting a shot off with the tank. Did you get a shot off? Yeah, you got a shot off the tank. It's only amounting to like an extra point of damage, so like it's not gonna matter really if at this low of a firepower. It doesn't really matter who you pick as far as like this goes. Let's see, 67. I mean, 69 to 67. Who's gonna make it out first? Like, it doesn't matter. I think it's gonna amount to about the same. 10% firepower isn't enough. I think 20% might be enough to make a little bit of a difference, but I don't know about that. Anyways, so obviously going for the artillery pretty early on. I believe my opponent does the exact same thing. Or at least they should do the exact same thing. You have the production capacity to do so. You have the income to do so. It's like an easy, obvious move. He's also ahead 2 units right now. Interesting. I don't think I've base skipped anywhere. So that's just the second turn advantage coming in clutch for him, because you do get that extra infantry to start out with, but that being able to get to this a little bit earlier does add up a little bit for a second player. Of course, as you saw from the stats, it's 50-50, so there's no like real STA in this map. But yeah. As you can see here, though, I'm starting to run out of shells to throw at this guy right here, though. Funnily enough. Yeah, but it's not gonna matter here. The tanks are both gonna go down here. Preferably, you want to keep this pipe seam intact, because like your infantry can get to it pretty easily, and like, at least in theory, your opponent could go through this 5 seam with their own infantry to cap it later on, so ideally you just leave this ungrabbed, basically. There's another 3 on mine, but like, it doesn't matter. So there goes his tank. I'm going to lose mine in a second here. But, I mean, at least I sort of know. Playing this map is interesting because you sort of know where all the infantry are coming and going from, but it doesn't actually matter too much. Because, like, you already know about how much infantry your opponent's going to be having in that area anyways. If you played this map at all before, so yeah. There goes the tank, as expected. He's got a recon and a tank out. I've already got a tank chain going up here in the north. Let's see. He's got a battlecopter out, actually. That's turn 7. Not bad, like, bad. And actually base skip for the battlecopter, so he'd better be getting something good out of it. I'll just put it that way. Early battlecopter, I mean, it's decent. Don't get me wrong, but you definitely need something. You definitely need to get an inroads somewhere with it in order for it to be like worth it. Okay. So tank. I think Antiair there would have been better. Critiquing myself here for a second. The recon I like over here just to help out the infantry a little bit and to see in this area, because I'm probably not going to get this vision from this mountain, but I definitely want the anti-air here. For this exact reason, honestly. Deal with this motherfucker. Okay, so he's moving with his recon and stuff. He's being relatively conservative with his battlecopter so far. And yeah. And then this next turn, he just builds a tank. Honestly, the recon there wouldn't have been bad for him, because recons are at vision is at a premium on this map. But yeah, I'm moving in there, taking that out with the tank plus infantry, and then I start capping. So I'm running the cap there, being a little bit aggressive here, but like whatever. It's whatever, you know. So building, okay, I finally get my anti-air out. It might be a little bit late, actually, but whatever, it'll be fine. The thing about Jess anti-air is like she almost always wants to build them, even if your opponent doesn't actually end up going for the battlecopter, because it's just that good against your opponent's infantry. Like, she does need the support for her infantry because of their lowered firepower day to day. So he's actually going for this with his battlecopter. So I'm actually not getting punished for having this anti-air a little bit too late, because now I know the battlecopter is over here. I'm going to be sending this guy straight down to take care of that. And it looks like my opponent actually has a little bit more income than I do at this point, but I'm going to even that out with this next turn here. So taking a couple caps here, switching this over. I think my opponent was maybe a little bit premature in getting that, but they did manage to pump out a little bit of income out of that before I was able to take it over again. So overall, I think my opponent is doing a little bit better in the capture game. I'm going in with a tank here, though, galing for another cap here, and then I'm actually going very aggressively here with the attack onto this infantry, taking it out even. I think that one... Okay, the first one... Okay, that makes sense. The second one, no. That was way too aggressive, because not only am I just dangling this tank out here for no reason, but look, I'm not even getting a cap off here. So I should have definitely waited for my infantry to be in range to move in there. If I could have tank chained a little bit here, like as long as I guard my tank there, I think I'm fine. But dangling my tank out like this is, it's very aggressive. It's a little bit too aggressive, honestly. But I am almost done blowing this pipe seam open, so I'm going to be able to start flowing tanks through this artery here in a second. So yeah, tank recon over here. I do want the recon over here to see what's going on. I think this is mainly just to back up the Antiair so that I have a better chance of going for the tank. But yeah, like this is the inevitable outcome of going super aggro with the tank there. Honestly, that's not even that bad for me because these guys, I'm going to be able to mop up my own infantry here. And then he's got the artillery, which he's hiding out of range of everything here. He is going to interrupt that cap, which is kind of annoying, but he doesn't actually have anything in range to continue doing that. Not that the artillery could have gotten in range, but... Well, I mean, I guess this infantry, the battlecopter as well, to an extent. I don't actually see the battlecopter anymore, so it's a good move of him with his battlecopter. He's just moving it back here, having the vision here, guarding the vision as well is also important. Because I'm pretty sure this works on roads, but not on planes. But like a tank plus an infantry into that recon, and it's dead. So the vision is very fragile in this map, and he's actually going for the medium tank here. He's teching up. He's seen all my tanks, so I think that's fine. He's got a second battlecopter out actually. So it's going to end up being a war of like light tanks versus higher tech units here. Well, more expensive units. So I actually do manage to take out his tank there with the assist from the recon. Take out this infantry with my infantry there, cap here with my infantry. Take out a good chunk from that infantry even. And then take out that guy with the assist from the capping infantry. I see the battlecopter now, so I'm being a little bit more conservative now that I've seen it, but yeah, I've got my Antiair ready to it's sort of within striking range of this guy, so it's ready to start moving in here. And then I go for the Neo tank actually. Now that this pipe seam is blown open, this guy's gonna be able to head straight into the center of the action here, so. Yeah, this medium tank might be a little bit underpowered for my opponent's purposes here. But anyways, moving in here, getting a decent shot off here. I'm not sure about... No, that's actually a really aggressive move. I would not go for that. Especially since you have the infantry here, like... Come on. What are you doing? You basically kill with the infantry anyways. It's a luck roll. What are you doing? He goes for the artillery there, plus the infantry. So that's a dead recon. I'm not able to see that much here. Although the tanks do have a good amount of vision, to be fair. He's going for the first strike on this guy, but... I mean, he's starting to pressure me out. Like, I do have to make sure that I'm not doing that much with my... That I have to get these injured tanks out of the way here, basically. But yeah, he's moving in with his battlecopters and everything here. He's interrupting this cap even. So getting a good shot off from the mountain there, so he's able to see everything with his infantry. It's pretty good moves from my opponent here, honestly. He's got the Antiair out, which against Jess, I mean, it's a good failsafe, I'll say. But yeah, so he's ahead in income by 2 properties as well right now, and about 10k in unit value. But what that's gonna turn around in a second here. So I just turbocharge. There goes the battlecopter, and then I'm moving in with my tanks very aggressively here as well down here. So taking out the infantry actually with my infantry there. So just infantry actually getting a kill for once. Actually able to take out the tank like that. believe I'm just going for a kill on that infantry. Oh, I'm actually join capping there. Okay. Okay, getting the kill with the tank, even. Killing off that infantry. And I've got the infantry, the artillery here to cover my tanks here, and I've also got the Neo tank as well, ready to move in here to cover my tanks as well. Moving the 1 help infantry into the forest where it's useful, and just building some more anti-air. Actually, maybe a little bit too much anti-air, but I think it's basically just in case he had a tank in range and went to take out my anti-air there. So he takes out the weakened tank, pops his side slip, and moves in. He kind of just goes ham with his infantry here, actually. So, like, not that bad. Takes out half my anti-air. Gets a couple of infantry kills over here. On the right side, darts to the left with the anti-air, with the battlecopter, which isn't, like, bad. But yeah, that's the little power. He's got another one saved up, actually, so that's, like, pretty good for him. But then he just goes ahead and decides to resign, so... Honestly? Well, let's take a look here and see if it makes sense, because... Honestly, I'm kind of feeling a little bit exposed here. As far as all of my stuff is going here. So... Next turn, let's see if this was warranted. Next turn, I'd be able to move in with my Neo tank. Not that he knows that it exists yet, but it's here. He's actually not in range of my artillery at all, which is kind of annoying for me. I'd be able to fall back with this guy. I'd be able to fall back with this guy. Oh, actually... Now that I look at it, so I've got the anti-air moving in here. He's got the battlecopter, which he built this turn, which is probably just going to be intercepted by this guy at some point. This guy can just retreat with to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, oh, so yeah, this guy's going to be fine. He'll be able to just fall back to like either of these cities if he wants. Yes. I do have the Neo tank, but he doesn't see it yet, so I'm not sure that goes into the calculations at all. He's ahead in income right now, and he should know that he's ahead in income because he's got 22k, 21k is par for this map. So, like, I don't know what he's thinking here. He doesn't really see most of my vehicles either, so I don't... Well, let's see. So we're neck and neck as far as unit count goes, which honestly is a bad sign for my opponent, considering, I mean, not that he can see the unit count. Although I think that's including stuff that he killed this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, I think we're about neck and neck as far as unit count goes. I can't see myself getting any headway income-wise for a little bit here, but I don't think that my opponent would actually even need for me. Well, I don't know. I do have the Neo tank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he would have an extra side slip, meaning that he'd be able to do a good amount with that next turn. Let's see. So I've got, let's say, full health Neo tank in the city. Because I'm going to move down to this city with the Neo tank taking out this tank right next turn, right? So I do that, and then in response, he attacks from there with the medium tank, boosted up. That's... Well, actually, I think he'd open up with the battlecopter first, right? So let's say he gets 2 there, plus whatever the medium tank's going to do. to number 4. Okay. And that's pretty good even. It basically takes down my Neo tank. Although, to be fair though, doing that would mean he'd be sacrificing the battlecopter to my anti-air, because I'd be able to move back in with my anti-air for sure. Take out the battlecopter, or at least mostly take out the battlecopter, especially considering. What is this? Okay, there we go. Especially considering that. Okay, I don't want this actually. Okay. Yeah, especially considering that I would do a little bit of chip with my Neo tank for on the counterattack into the battlecopter. So yeah, that I'd have this guy in the forest. So forest, this guy there. I'd be running through his infantry with my vehicles, especially this recon, these tanks. And I have my infantry moving in to start capping, but the thing is, it is like quite a little bit of a while away from actually being able to do anything here. As far as these units go, yeah, I mean, he does have a lot of infantry in this area, and he will be able to rely on those for quite a bit still, but I do have a Neo tank in this area, and he does. I just think he doesn't really have the answer to that. That being said, I think the resign here from my opponent was mainly because he left his battlecopter in range and wasn't actually able to take out my anti-air in response. So yeah, that's. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes, you know. But honestly, I think like my opponent was ahead. They probably would have been able to make some decent headway against me if they had kept playing. So, but you know what? I'll take the W. So, anyways, wrong bit. Oh, I clicked on the wrong tab. Anyways, so that's it for today's match. Let's see. I forget what's up next. Next up is going to be... Oh, it's going to be a Hawk match on Verduna. Okay. Okay. That'll be cool. Hawk mirror. Verdunois. Yeah, Verdunois, I believe is how it's pronounced. I guess. It's a very staticky looking sort of map, so I mean, I'm sort of glad that it's out of the Global League because it's kind of boring looking. Although, to be fair, this actually isn't, like, it looks like they're in a straight line at first glance, but it's actually not. That being said, they are like perfectly spaced so you can keep on like capture shitting, so it is a kind of fun map to play. So that'll be interesting. A Hawk match on a high income map like this will be fun. So do stay tuned into that like next turn. Oh, can't buy made that. That would be why it's a decent map. But yeah. So like as I was saying, you can expect the match on this map for next week. I guess go ahead and like and subscribe and all that other nonsense if you enjoyed. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. And now that I actually get my end card.